So sometimes if our equations are not in y equals and we don't want to put them both in y equals to graph, we have another method that we can solve a system. And it is called substitution. And when you substitute something, all we're doing is replacing. Substitution, another word, is replacing. So we need to have, and this is where it's a little bit different, one of our variables needs to be x equals, we can have x equals or y equals. I know all these years we've been like y equals, y equals, y equals. It is okay for something to be x equals, okay? We are going to plug or replace or substitute whatever it equals into our equation. So we're going to take our two equations and make them one, okay? And I realize that this is a lot of words, but we will apply it and it's going to make sense. The result is an equation with one variable. So we're going to take two equations that have two different variables, and we're going to put them together and make one equation with one variable. That way it looks like what we did in 8th grade at the beginning of the year this year in 7th grade. We're going to then solve our equation. Okay, we're going to get x equals some number or y equals some number, whichever variable we had. So just like when we were checking our equations, then we're going to take that number that we found and we're going to substitute it. We're going to replace it. We're going to plug it into our keyword right here, original equations, and we're going to solve it. We're going to write our solution in ordered pair form or XY form. Okay, let's actually try this. So I want you to notice we're going to use those steps as a checklist. Step 1 said, do we have an x or a y equals? Do we have that? Yes, we have y equals. So I want you to remember if we're going to replace, so y is equal to x minus 1. So that means that I need to replace my y with x minus 1. So if we are replacing something, we are substituting it in. So if y is x minus 1, then wherever I see y, I need to plug in this x minus 1 expression, okay? So remember, we're going to take two equations with two variables. We have x's and y's here. And we're going to make one equation with one variable. So here's what we're going to write. We're going to say 2x minus 3. And just like when we used to plug in just numbers, now we're going to plug in this whole thing. So what am I going to put in place of y? X minus 1, okay, equals negative 1. So I've taken my two equations with my two variables, and I've made them a one equation with one variable. So now we're just going to solve this just like we did in Unit 1, just like we did in 8th grade, okay? So how do we go through our steps to solve this? Step 1, we have a parentheses. What do? We distribute. We're going to bring our 2x down. Negative 3 times x is negative 3x. What's a negative 3 times a negative 1? Positive 3 equals negative 1. We've distributed. Do we need to collect like terms? Yes, these are on the same side. Be careful. We do not change our signs when we collect like terms. 2x's minus 3x's is negative 1x. Good. Bring down your 3 equals negative 1. Make sure you bring down all those signs. We do not have letters on both sides, so we don't need to do anything there. Do I need to undo my add subtract? What am I going to undo? Minus the 3. Very nice. When you bring this down, negative 1x equals negative 4. So what is x? Positive 4. We're going to divide by negative 1. X is 4. So my x coordinate is going to be 4. All right, but wait, there's more. because we do need our y variable, right? So now we're going to come up here. We finished number 3. We solved. Look at 4. When the value of the variable is found, we're going to put it back into an original. So here are my 2 original equations. Pick one. I will tell you, it's usually easier, if we do the blue one. Well, not the one we replaced in, but with this original. So we know what x is, yes? What was x? X down here was 4. So we're going to say y equals, and what am I going to put in place of x? 4 minus 1. What's 4 minus 1? 3. What's my y value? 3. So my coordinate is 4, 3. So what that means, let me zoom out so you can see the whole thing. What that means is if I went back to both of my original equations and I put 4 for x and 3 for y and we put it in our yellow calculator, both of those equations should be true like we did a couple of days ago. If we changed the top one to y equals and we graphed them, they are going to cross at 4, 3. That is what that means. So let's try another one now. Notice this one is not y equals, it is x equals. Okay? So we're going to take this. This is my x, and we're going to put it here. So when we set this up, -3, what am I putting in place of x? I'm going to put this here, right? -5y plus 13 plus 2y equals -5. So take a minute and solve that. So we're going to distribute. What's a negative times a negative? Positive 15y. What's a -3 times a positive 13? -39 plus 2y. This is the steps you've been doing for years, guys. Collect like terms. What's 15 and 2? 17. Don't forget the y. Don't forget the negative when you bring the 5 down. Now what? Good. We add 39. What is a -5 and 39? 34. Now what? Last step. Divide by 17. Y is 2. So if you got 2, you're good. But are we finished? No, because remember, it is an x, y. We got the y. We need the x. All right, so now we got to go back to an original. Guys, if you have one that is x or y equals, that's usually the one that's easiest to do. And we have y equals 2, so we're putting it here. So x equals -5. What are we putting in place of y? 2 plus 13. -5 times 2. -5 times 2. -10 plus 13 is, x is 3. So when we write our solution, 3, 2. For this, you are going to absolutely have to do your work on the back. You cannot do this in your head. Okay? If your work is not on the back or it's not on notebook paper stapled, you're not going to get credit. So, what we're going to do, it's got a little puzzle so you can check your work. We are only going to put our y values of our coordinates in the puzzle to check. That doesn't mean we only solve for y. Your answers are going to be x, y coordinates on every single one. Okay? So if it helps you to go ahead and put your x, y parentheses, then do that. All right? So we will do one of these together. I will let you choose. I do want you to notice that all of them, I believe, are in x or y equals for you. So like this is y equals, you'll put it in for y. This is x equals, you'll put it in for x. Y equals, put it in for Y. X equals, put it in for X. That last one is not, we'll talk about it. This is Y equals, put it in for Y. Y equals, put it in for Y. Now that has a negative. Look real quick at number 2. Going down, put a parentheses around your Y because you're going to have to say a negative and then times the 5x. We also have, okay, we'll talk about 4 and 6 there. This is Y equals. So we're going to put this in for Y. How about this? If you want to do 2 or 4 down or 7 across, I'll give you bonus for that. It'll help you finish it. Do you want to do one of those together? Yeah. Let's look at, we're going to do number 6 down. Now notice number 6 down is not in Y equals. I'm going to do my work over on the side here. You're doing your work on the back. Now, we need to change one of these to X or Y equals. You want to, and it doesn't matter. You can change the top one or the bottom one. This top one, if I move my 3x over, will I be in Y equals? Would that probably be easiest? All right, so let's write that first. Let's write Y minus 3x equals 22. How do I move my 3x? We're going to add it. Thank you.
Can you scooch it up?
Sorry. So now I get Y equals 22 plus 3x. I can take that, because now it's Y equals, and I can put that right here. And I can put them together. Does that make sense? So, if I am going to put these together, then now I have X plus, but what am I putting instead of Y? 22 plus 3x equals, what do I have over here? 102. So I've taken my two equations and I have made them one with one variable. If you want, you can put a 1 in front of your x. What is 1x plus 3x? 4x plus 22 equals 102. And now what? Am I moving the 4? Am I moving the 22? Minus 22. Do we know what 102 minus 22 is? 80. And what's our last step? How'd you get to 1? Divided by 4 is 20. Now, are we finished? No, we only got the x. Now I need the y. Okay? We have to pick an original equation. So do you want to use this top equation or this bottom equation? The top? Okay, that's fine. So we're going to say y minus 3. But what's my x now? 20 equals 22. What's negative 3 times 20? Negative what? 60. How do I get y by itself? Plus the 60. Y equals 82. So if we're gonna check our work in the crossword puzzle, so remember we're only putting our y's in there. So our y was 82 and we're on 6 down, so we would say 8 and 2. Okay?